Hello. All right. Oh my God, I've been away for so long. It's like I've become an old man when it comes to all of these interweb technologies. How does it make the streamings work? Okay, so here's what I wanted to do. I realized I gave my friend Lance Gimpy G a little tour yesterday, and I thought, you know what? I should probably let everyone in on what's going on. I should wait a second because it always takes a little while to start, I find. Live chat, remember to guard your privacy and abide by community guide to do. Peter, how are you, bud? Yeah, I'm going to wait for a couple more people to show up, and then I will do what I did for Gimpy G yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I can't remember now, which is just a little tour of where I've been and where I'm going, because well, as I've mentioned a few times, I've been banished from the basement. But let me take you down there. Why don't I take you down there now? Here we go. Tammy, how are you, Tammy? Yeah, I failed to start the first time. I thought I'd try it again this time. Eric, David, oh my God, lots of there's Davids. There's all Tammy. Oops, tours. Yeah, it's a tour. It's kind of like a tour. Okay, so here's the idea. Let me just close that door so as to avoid the giant horrific mosquitoes that seem to have invaded Toronto right now. I'm all for bugs, but I like them in little jars in labs. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna wander down, give you a little sense of what's happened in my weird and wonderful world the last little while. Why I've been, why I've been sort of out of the loop for so long. So here's what's happened. I have taken our garage. Our garage has been the basement has been renovated. I'll get to the garage in a second. The basement has been renovated to allow for just a little space here for storage for us. My wife, by the way, is stealing that. That is my Stargate SGU wall sconce. And the first thing that happens, she goes, "Well, when you're clearing up, I'll take that." I'm like, "What?" So apparently, this is going to become a part of our I don't know, our living room or something. So I'm kind of excited about that. My old friend, the elliptical. I remember vaguely those days when I tried to be fit. I'm debating this. I'm not sure what to do with this because I haven't done it for ages. I feel like I walk the dog, I come home, my legs are aching, and I'm done. I feel like I'm done. But should I be doing the elliptical again? Like, I feel like I probably should. It just takes up so much freaking space. Like, look at it. Right now, it's blocking the way to the furnace room. So I think I'm going to have to lose that. But now let me take you in here. So this is not sad at all. So this is where I used to hang out. There's not a lot of light in here right now, but I've emptied out the whole basement for the wretched twins of evil. They're not wretched in any way. They're fabulous, and I'm really looking forward to having them. But so one of the things we did when we got our last renovations was we thought, just in case the twins of evil find that Toronto is too expensive for living as university students, that maybe they might want some space. So I was like, "Ugh, who wants to live in a basement? Who wants to live in their uncle's basement? That's just freaking creepy." Anyways, but turns out Jane can make anywhere fun. Hello, dog. How you doing, dog? What you doing? You come to say hi? Are you going to be a famous YouTube dog? So we're going to put a little kitchen in here. Jane has bought everything, little IKEA kitchens here. Hey, Pyro Freak. And Andrew. And what do we got? I loved SGU. Wish it lasted longer and I got to see more Rodney on the show. Yeah, me too, Peter. Anyway, so this is going to be a little kitchenette for them. This is my old office. This is the cave. This is my... It's empty. Very, very empty. I was going to change the sign actually for them because they were laughing that I write things on the walls, but I thought I would just put maybe some little teardrops just coming down here from the sad robots. So this is it. This is the space. They needed a desk, so I lost a desk. They needed a cabinet, I might add, that I rescued from the garbage and was laughed at, but is now, it seems, a necessary part of their basement. And now I'm going to take us up the back here to my new home, which I'm quite excited about. So, dog, you coming? You are. Okay, there you go. All right. There you go. Lovely backside shot of my dog. Okay, so this is whoa, God, what is this? This is like a mosquito breeding ground. Oy, what are we gonna do with that? Anyways, okay, so this is you're currently on my commute. This is my commute to the office. Hopefully I brought keys. Did I bring keys? I don't think I brought keys. I can't get into my own office. Let me go get some keys. So one of the great things is that, it's completely separate from the rest of the house because it's the garage. The only problem is it's not really designed to be lived in. Certainly not for a nerd. I'll point out a few of the issues that I've got. Where have I put my keys? Oh man, what have I done? Maybe this is the worst tour ever because it's possible I may have to. Oh no, this will work. Will one of these work? No, that's not going to work. Do we? Oh, I know. There's probably a key by the microwave. It's usually weird. Okay, so let me get my key. This is a problem I'm going to have to sort out, obviously, is the part where, there you go. See, it's got my little Australian beer can opener thing. So something I'm going to have to figure out is keys, because it occurs to me I should probably all the That's Radicam. That's our little Radicam. I have a very large rodent that likes to come wandering by, and so I've named him Feista, which I believe is Norwegian for fat, and because it's fat, and I think it's a Norwegian rat. It's a Norway rat, I think. There's two types of rats in Toronto apparently. There's a roof rat and a Norway rat, and this one wasn't on the roof, so I'm assuming it's from Norway. Anyway, so here's the space. This is our garage, or as I now call it, the CaNERDian Cavern. So I'm trying to set this up. There are issues. That's interesting. One issue, poor reception. Yeah, that's going to suck, isn't it? That's really going to suck. Yes. It's funny because I have like a Wi-Fi connection here. I'm just wondering what happens where it falls apart. Let's see. I lose you over here somewhere, is that right? Let's see. No, I don't. Well, that's weird. Okay, anyways, so this is the space. It does seem more stable now, doesn't it? I don't know why that is or what's going on. So I've set up the computer here. Now, when I say set up, I've literally bolted everything to an old cabinet that is on wheels so that I can move it around because I don't know where anything is going to end up. So the idea was light the crap up as much as possible. I just put as many temporary lights up as I could to give it some semblance of shiny happiness. It's also 1,000 degrees in here. So I fixed an old AC unit that I found, again, more geek trash. I found this in the geek trash. I put a googly eye on it and I fixed it. I'm not going to turn it on now because it will obliterate all sound because it's incredibly noisy. And it sounds like there's like a squirrel. It sounds like there's like a squirrel loose in it as well. But it does knock some of the humidity out of here, which I am worried about because I just don't, what humidity and computers and all that stuff are like. I've also got to, if you notice, the ceiling is not insulated. So I have to insulate the ceiling. I have to insulate this garage door and this wall around the garage door. Probably got to do something about these windows, which really aren't windows. They're like little pieces of glass that have been like taped into wood, so there's absolutely no windbreak to them or anything. So I've got a bunch of stuff to do. Jane's suggestion, which I thought was kind of a brilliant one, was to build a wall between here. Build a wall. We're going to build a wall here and insulate it so that you can basically have really great insulation on this side where I am and okay insulation on this side where the bikes and the CNC machine and everything will go. So I've had the CNC in here. I had it set up just to see that it'll fit. It works pretty well. I put it up there for the time being. I've got to come up with some kind of a cool system for pulling it down and placing it and all that kind of stuff. But that's it. This is going to be this is the new setup. So I got the workbench. What's nice here is that I've taken the entire workbench and put my stuff in there. It's sort of organized a bit. The other issue is this. You want to see wimpy. I have one freaking circuit. And I got a lot of things that run off electricity, including myself sometimes. So I got to figure that out. I got to get some more power in here. I do, however, have this, which is a 240 volt, like it's a charging. It's designed to charge cars. We had it put in, as part of the sort of like future proofing the place. I'm wondering if there's some way of doing like a breakout box off that and stealing some of the power from that, or maybe just stealing the 240 and having lots of cool, giant machines working in here, like, like, I don't know, like metal presses and giant lathes and things. But yeah, so that is the plan. And it's, as I say, it's a bit of a mess. I can't find anything right now, but it's getting better. And I'm hoping it will get a little cooler, and it will also then not get too cold. But insulation, I'll be working on that. If anyone's got any tips for me, then please do let me know. Yeah, I'll have a seat, and then I can actually answer some of the messages going by here that are zipping by. Where am I going to put this? All right, let's see what happens if I do this. Do I have a... Oh, it's weird. I don't have a... Oh, of course, all my camera stuff's in the house. All right, anyways, let me put this here, get set up so that we can at least have a little chat. So what have we got? Oh, yes, Bill from NC, Southern Hot. Yes, indeed. ZPM. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Did you see them? There's a bunch of little ZPMs on my... I put them on my... Whoa! That's not going to be there. I can't be there. I put a bunch of them on my... it is actually a little DC power unit, but of course you have to have, ZPMs on it. I got to make that prettier too. There's a lot of stuff I have to do to make prettier. What do I do with like dinosaur robots? And I got lots of stuff I got to put away. It's weird. It's not even so much hot here as it's just humid. Like it's that weird sticky Toronto thing, and also the bugs. If you open the garage door to get some air, you also get, an air full of bugs. Yeah, the workshop, I mean, look, I would love to, I've sort of been pushing to say maybe we just insulate the whole place, and I'll just use the whole place, but we need to be able to get a car in here. We worked out that a car could sort of parallel park sideways in here because it's a double car garage, which I'm all for. I just... I'd rather not have to share the space at all, but that's just me. I'm just a selfish bastard. What else we got here? Rodney McKay's, oh my God, I'm getting texted by Rodney McKay. I'm so privileged. Hello, I recently watched Stargate Atlantis. It was awesome. But when it ended, I started feeling so empty. Also love your character, McKay. Well then, Rodney McKay, what you need to do is you need to sign up for the email of awesome awesomeness. You need to come and join us on these streams because you know what? There's a million people like you and me who do miss the show, but also have a lot of fun talking about science and tech and all sorts of geek stuff. Andrew, they have those green screens you can put where the garage door is. That way you can get fresh air. Green screen. Oh, the screens. Yes, I've seen them. They're not that expensive, actually. Jane says we can buy them next year when I get a job. Jobs, yeah, that'll be fun. Okay, what else we got? I'm going to scroll back up and see what I've done. What I've missed there. The Wraith have some good, strong, robust architecture. They really do. Thank you, Frosty Fripples. I almost said that wrong. Curlin, how are ya? Bill, yes, it is hot. We got Richard, hello. Power Stargate. David Sams, hello. Pyro Freak, so hot in your region. I've got a mobile cooler too. Germany's also hot. Yeah, I mean, it's all hot. You know that the Arctic's on fire here, right? It's like literally the Arctic's on fire. Yeah, dehumidifier. I mean, we could get a dehumidifier as well. It's sort of pointless until we get insulation, is the way I feel, because otherwise I'm trying to dehumidify the entire of Toronto and surrounding areas. So I'm gonna sort of wait for that. What else we got? No Stargate. Yeah, there's a Stargate. It just haven't set it up yet, but there is a Stargate in there. See, look, see, I'm not letting down the Stargate, folks. Come on, I'm not gonna let the Stargate side. I got ZPMs. I'm working on it. It does look like a fun project, and it is a fun project. Like everything in my life, I seem to enjoy the turmoil. Lost the Wi-Fi between the house and the garage. Maybe the Wi-Fi rooming took some time. You know what's interesting? The Wi-Fi, so I've got these Orbeez. I've got these, where is it? Orbeez. I've got these Orbeez set up. And I may have to lose this one. What am I saying? No, I don't. Screw that. So the Wi-Fi should be pretty good in here, but I only have one Ethernet cable, so it's fine. I've only got one power source. I've got to figure that out as well. Is the Cabinet of Curiosities? Nicely put. Peter, nice little reference there. Recommend staying on Wi-Fi if possible. Yes, I think it was just the garden. Oh, is that what it was? Oh, Yeah, it probably was actually. Yeah, it probably was. Going from the basement, which doesn't have great reception anyways, because I took the Orby, and then going to the garage is probably what the issue was. Okay, I think I've caught up with that. What's going on now? I'm in Somerset near Wiltshire, where you want to move. Yes, we're coming to Warwickshire. That's our plan, Warwickshire. A pig and a tractor. That's my plan. I'm gonna have like a show I think called Pig and Tractor, Pig Tractor and Nerd, something like that. Actually, I watched McKay and Mrs. Miller. It's a very funny episode, but in German it's called Der Doppelt Rodney. It sounds good, actually. David, which movie did you think is more of a mind trip, Pin or Cube? Cube? I think Cube for sure. Pin was more of a mind trip for me. Cube was more of a mind trip for everyone else, I think. From Bulgaria, Kamos, how are you? I've spent many a happy time in Bulgaria making terrible films, but boy, it's a wonderful, amazing, crazy place there. It's like the Wild West. I really enjoyed Bulgaria. Does the writer's strike affect Canadian production? Yes, absolutely, Tammy. A huge effect. We are a massive, what is it called? Production services up here. So basically, big films come up here and they spend their American dollars to hire people up here. So a vast amount of our work is generated through American stuff. So that's just dried up, completely stopped. We got VFX companies going, well, everywhere has got VFX companies going out of business because, these studios just drop. They just go, oh yeah, and we can't make the show, so we're not gonna hire you for the VFX. We promised to supply with you for the next, 4 years or whatever. So VFX companies are getting nailed, all sorts of companies just being absolutely decimated by it. I am seriously pivoting, if that makes sense. Like, I'm seriously looking for some kind of cool, exciting new endeavor for myself where I can earn a living doing what I love. And it doesn't have to be a huge amount of money. It just needs to be like what would they call it, a lifestyle business. I'd like a nice little lifestyle business. If I could make it Tech Bandits, I would. Had a great chat with Jen yesterday because Lance, for some reason, got his days mixed up. And we talked about escape room stuff, and she's got some plans for us, which sound really, really cool. So that also is a possibility. But basically want to be doing education, learning, science-related stuff, whether that's, the educational side of horror or the educational side of escape rooms or whatever it is. I just like the idea. I'm like a lifelong learner. I'm a high school dropout lifelong learner who plays geniuses on television. And I'd like to continue that, but without all the freaking acting crap. Sorry, I will still act, but I just feel like, acting is it's like a race to the cheapest at this point. So I feel like it's best to have, the best way to work as an actor is to work when you want to. And the only way to work when you want to is when you have the money to survive without it. So I have been very, very lucky that my wife has done an amazing job of investing our money in houses in a house, basically, that's made us, that's just done amazingly. And I've used my nerdiness to invest in some stocks that have done quite well, including the companies that are putting us out of business, basically Netflix and Apple and all these things. So fascinating article actually fascinating article that I wrote in the Email of Awesome Awesomeness, the most recent one, which is out today. Here's a question for you. Do you think I should read out the email? Actually, as I say it, I definitely should. Because that would also make it accessible to people as well. So instead of having to read it, so, the Joe Strakeys of the world and stuff would be able to, or Strachey of the world, would be able to listen much easier. Much easier for them to consume that if I were to record it. So maybe I should just start it like sort of almost like a little news podcast. Like once a week, I'll just quickly record the Email of Awesome Awesomeness, maybe make a couple of comments and then post that on YouTube, something like that. That might be the way to go. Pluto TV got its own Stargate-only channel. Yeah, how cool is that? Lifelong learners rock! And you know who would know that? Tammy, who is a lifelong learner. In fact, yeah, brilliant lifelong learner, I might add. Were you working on anything new before the strike that's been put on hold because of it? Peter, good question. I actually have, there were a couple of things I was actually up for. Up for. Some nice TV roles, actually, both of which have gone down. I don't know whether it'll be temporarily or for good or whatever. One of the things we were talking about in this Email of Awesome Awesomeness today was the fact that TikTok, people are putting, even the networks now, even like the NBC Peacock folks are putting their old shows and some even new shows onto TikTok and doing very well by it, which makes me very nervous because I think, oh, wait a second. So if all these actors are out of work and they're on YouTube like me, or they're on TikTok, or they're, Facebook and Instagramming or whatever the hell they're doing, if they're doing that, are they not then driving traffic away from those same companies that they're trying to get more money for? from. I mean, and concessions from and stuff. Like I feel like this whole thing just smacks of of older strikes where they sort of replaced traditional television with reality television, which everyone sort of scoffed at, myself included, and then all of a sudden it just took off. Like so I'm sort of curious to see where it's going to go. But yeah, it's definitely affected Canada for sure. Huge, huge, huge. You know, I'm lucky in that little things come up for me sort of with you know, that are ACTRA based. So I'm apparently I'm allowed to work here because I live in Canada and I am an ACTRA member, even though I am a SAG actor as well. So when I'm in Canada, I'm supposed to work as an actor performer, so that I'm not being expected to strike like a SAG performer. Otherwise, they can damn well pay me like a SAG performer. The problem being is there's just not a lot of money in the little projects, and most of the projects I do up here are stuff that I do with friends and stuff anyway. So, anyways, Country 3D is wondering about the impact on you, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you very much, Country. Walter, I just said you got in touch with Walter recently. Just said, hey, what you doing? Because it's been a long time. Yes, so good to hear from you, Country 3D. Everyone go check. Walter, you're still streaming, right? You're still doing your. Are you still doing your podcast and stuff? I mean, I feel sort of embarrassed having to ask that, but like I say, I've been steering clear of a lot of social media lately. Twitter is driving me nuts. I don't think it's because of the muskiness. I think it's, well, maybe it is the muskiness, but it's more just that I find I keep seeing things that I get outraged about. Like I see something and I go like, what the hell? And I start looking at it and I'm like, why am I doing this? Why do I care what the princess and duchess of whatever the hell they are have said or done, or what taxi they got in or didn't get in? But it's just so good at getting me riled up about stuff, which is too bad because it used to be great at just sort of connecting me to people. So I'm looking for the same thing. What's Twitter? X. Yeah, exactly, Andrew. Yeah, that's a good point. Been focusing on retiring in about 5 years and then more YouTube. Smart. Yeah, pig and tractor, my friend. I don't know if you missed that part, but I'm Warwickshire, going to England, going to Warwickshire, getting a pig, getting a tractor. I'm thinking maybe aquaponics. Aquaponics, is that what they call it? This idea of like microgreens grown on the on the poop of fish. So you have these fish, you grow tilapia that you can eat because they're apparently a good fish for that. They grow very quickly and they're a good edible fish. And then that becomes a cyclical system that feeds the plants that you could then eat these microgreens and stuff. And I thought maybe there's something there because it'd just be fun to do. And I don't think I've got it in me to, if I were to raise sheep, I would never kill any of them. Or if I raised cows, I'd never, and pigs, same thing. They'd all become pets. So, detecting my Twitter account was the most peaceful, deleting it was the most peaceful thing that ever happened in my personal life. So much toxicity on there and TikTok. Oh, so you're not on TikTok either, Bad Wolf. You're the only person I missed since I deleted my Twitter. Oh, thank you, Tammy. It's very sweet of you. Got a tractor and a couple of weeks ago and started sustaining gardening. Sweet, Country 3D's living my life already. Country 3D, give me my life back. Gabriel, rewatching Stargate SG-1, Atlantis, the zillionth time, and Preston McKay's growth from his, well, so am I. Main roles in Atlantis, thank you for all the memories. You are very welcome. Thank you for watching them, because, if no one was watching them, it's not much fun for me. Peter says, is it okay to ask this, but you are so established, do you even have to audition anymore? I feel like people should just be handing you roles. I feel the same way. Your repertoire speaks for itself. Yes, thank you, Peter. I mean, look, I'm an actor, so I've got a massive ego and think I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Probably sliced sourdough, because I really like sourdough, and I'm a little grumpy. Yeah, I do audition for some stuff. But one of the things that happens, I find here, is that there's a lot of stuff for scale. And so I feel like if I'm working for scale, which is basically the lowest they can pay an actor here, I'm like, well, I feel like if that's gonna be the case, then they could just cast me based on whether they know me or not. If they don't know me, then whatever. I mean, but I don't feel like I've got to go to all the work of trying to convince someone to hire me for the money that I earned when I was 16. So, but that said, ego aside, if it's not science fiction related, no one knows or cares who I am. If it's science fiction, I've got like a bit of a cachet, a bit of horror cachet, I guess. Horror. I am obsessed with horror right now. It's all I watch is horror movies. Although I've been going to bed to watch a movie and falling asleep every night now. So obviously this moving of stuff around is obviously good for me. What I remember, Twitter had you on there with you, Bad Wolf. Maybe I'm just a coward. I'm just nervous. I'm nervous to delete Twitter because or X, whatever the hell it is, because I literally wondered about like actually just paying for Twitter Blue, because if that's going to make it work better for me, then I would do that. But a lot of the Twitter Blue folks seem to be pretty dodgy. But I don't know if anyone's had any good experiences with Twitter Blue. Let me know. I'm a great actor, according to A Voice Cries Out. I watch horror movies every night also. Oh, thank you very much, A Voice Cries Out. Well, thank you. Horror movies every night also. I'll tell you what I like about horror movies. I don't like jump scares particularly. Not a big fan of jump scares. I don't just play a coward on television. But I just like horror because you don't know where it's going. And I think that's really something I crave now, is a movie that I don't know where it's gonna take me. I don't know what actors are gonna survive and which ones aren't, or who's good or who's bad. When you start watching all these big movies, you go like, there's no way Margot Robbie is the bad guy who's gonna die in the first 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, there's just that kind of stuff. I feel like it's just fun to see stuff that's done by people I don't know and doing things that I wasn't expecting. I mean, so the horror stuff really appeals to me. I had no idea it was quite as popular as it was. I mean, I've done a number of horror-related things in the past, and I guess you can put art horror into the Guillermo del Toro stuff, I suppose. But psychological horror is the most engaging to me. Yeah, I agree, Gabriel. Yeah, likewise. There's a great one, actually, Gabriel. If you want to see one, I would recommend a movie called A Good Woman is Hard to Find, and which is a terrible title, but it is an Irish film about a woman, a mother of two kids, growing up in a projects in Ireland, and her husband is murdered, and everyone's like, well, he was a drug dealer, so of course he got killed. And she's like, no, he wasn't. But they're like, well, you live in the projects, so probably he was. And that's basically the premise of this movie, and it's brutal. I mean, it is definitely more psychological. It's definitely more of a thriller than a horror, but there is a truly horrific sequence in there, like bone-jarringly, gratingly hideous. So you sort of have to close your eyes for that if you can't stand the squeamish stuff. But I'm such a nerd. I love all the effects for that stuff. So I'm like, ooh, I wonder how they did that. How does that bone get snapped? And all that kind of stuff. So, speaking of Ireland, hi from Ireland, Joseph Harkins. Joseph Harkins, get this. I can apply for my Irish passport, and I think I'm going to do it. My father was born in Ireland, and apparently that means I can apply for an Irish passport. So I should do that. He's born in Derry during the war. During the war, that being the Second World War. And I don't know why I have to talk like that, because my father doesn't talk like that. Neither does anyone who he's related to. So that's just bad acting. Maybe that's why I'm not working. Maybe it's just because I'm bad. So I'm thinking about applying for an Irish passport because, unlike, no offense to my homeland, stupid England that decided to Brexit, the Ireland, is still a member of the EU, which is the charm. That was my hope for the future, was that that Europe was going to band together and against evil. Instead, they just got people God, I don't even know what happened there. It's the weirdest thing ever. Question: do you think the props from Stargate Atlantis was destroyed? Almost. Good question, Rodney. I think it's so weird to be talking to myself. A lot of them were auctioned off. I don't think many of the props were destroyed. I think they were mainly auctioned off or stolen by Jason. I have a couple of little bits here and there, but nothing spectacularly cool. I think most of them are probably auctioned off at this point. So probably worth a pretty penny at this point. Look, even this guy, even this silly looking plastic lump is valuable now, which I can't get over. You know what I mean? Because they just didn't make a lot of them. I guess that's the nature of scarcity, I suppose. All right. A Good Woman is Hard to Find is the next movie my wife and I are going to watch. Oh, great, Gabriel. We'll enjoy. Let me know what you think. From Birmingham, UK. Very, very close to where we will be. Ingal. Very, very close to where my wife and myself and my pig and my tractor will be in the next, hopefully, 2 years, I'm guessing. Baz has 2 more years at school. Ham, as I call him, or as he's called online. He's got 2 more years. He's got grade 11, grade 12, and then he's off to university, he claims. We'll see. I'm trying to talk him out of it, but I'm not really. My wife would kill me if I talk him out of it. But I am a little nervous about, whether universities are worth the massive amounts of debt that they incur, and whether there are better ways of doing what you want to do. I mean, I think you got to be you got to consider very carefully what you're going to take in university. If you're looking to explore and try to find stuff, and you're that whole lifelong learning thing, fantastic. Get in there and just muck around in university and see what you find and what you love, of course. But if you're like very specific, like if he wants to go into video game design and development, then I'm tempted to say he should just go and take some kind of a college course to do that, because he doesn't need all the theory and everything. I mean, it would be nice to have, but if he's interested in that. But if it's just about getting into gaming, why not just become like an Unreal Engine, certificate person, and then you can get hired for that. So, I mean, again, I'm not poo-pooing traditional education, although that's what I tend to do, and I love saying the word poo-pooing. Apparently Terry Gilliam wanted to call his company Poo Poo Productions because he just wanted network execs to have to say like, well, poo poo. David Reed knows everything about props. It's true. Giovanna, very, very true. Hello, Giovanna. And yes, absolutely. Brexit was a huge mistake, but I think due to miscommunications. I would go so far, Janelle, as saying it wasn't so much miscommunications as it was lies, trickery, deceit, and interference from not just within the UK, but the sense I get is that Russia and possibly other places were meddling in that regard as well. Stargate Untangled. Greetings, David. Awesome email of awesomeness. Oh, thank you. The great thing about your emails are they actually make me do some reading. Oh, good. Well, see, then you missed the part where I just said, like, look, I'm. I just got a message from Jen. Yay, Jen, Escape Room Jen, who's just fantastic. I've just said, should I do a recording of my email of awesomeness so that people who can't see or who are, what is it called, sightless, or I'm not sure what the term we're supposed to call people anyways, but people can't see would be able to just listen to it, because that would just make it easier, accessible to more people. And also potentially, I don't know about you, but I find a lot of the times I just put a podcast on in the background and listen to things, and it's kind of great for that. So, hey bud, I bought a prop replica shield emitter. It's bang on. Think of you every time I look at it. Big ups from New Zealand, Michael. There you go. So the props have been a replica shield. So the turtle of power, as I call it. They were the props on Stargate were kind of brilliant because they were really, really well made. I would say though, for the most part, people. Like cosplayers are better at designing this stuff than a lot of the film and TV people, because film and TV people are just making stuff to just look good from one angle on television or film or whatever. Whereas the cosplay people are like, how do I make it work? I need a lightsaber that actually cuts through walls, that kind of stuff. So you get the hacksmith and all that kind of stuff. Yes, are there convention gigs worthwhile moneymakers? Yeah, convention gigs are great. SAG has a whole bunch of rules about them. We're not supposed to talk about Stargate and all that kind of stuff. I mean, honestly, let's see what happens. I'm always happy to talk about Stargate, so I don't see why I should be told not to. We'll see. I've got I think it's Paris manga coming up, I believe, which Jane signed me up for because it had the word Paris in it. Jane's like, oh, we're going to Paris. I'm like, oh, I say, darling, fantastic. She goes, yeah, you'll be doing a convention. I'll be having fun. So, because she doesn't, I don't think she's as into the conventions as I am. I think I did Paris manga a while back and really, really enjoyed it. So, I don't do a lot of conventions anymore because I don't feel like, if I don't feel up to it, if I feel like it's too much like work, I don't feel like I don't know, it just feels dishonest somehow. So Paris just sounded fun, and Jane was excited, and as I say, I'm kind of a big fan of France, and it's got manga in it as well, which just gets it's that Basil will get a kick out of that as well. So anyway, so yeah, I've got that coming up. I think that's the right one. Don't quote me on that because I don't know if I got the right one. I'm terrible at these things. There's that. That's in October sometime, and. There's another one coming up in England, actually, that I'm very much looking forward to, because it's got some tech banditry involved in it as well. I'm trying very hard to get a bit of my current science geekiness into these convention things, because Stargate was a long time ago, and I'm happy to talk about stuff, but I'm repeating myself a lot, and I do that anyways because I'm just old and gray, and bald. Did you see my haircut? Holy crap! I got bored and shaved my head. And this is it growing for a week. I literally shaved it with a razor. It was the best feeling ever. But I look I don't. I look like some kind of weird, like silly putty head guy. I'm betting the conventions are draining, having to be super on for people. No, Joseph. Honestly, I mean, they're tiring because, as you say, talking to any like parties are tiring for me. I don't, So, the convention things, in a way, I sort of feel like parties are more scary. Parties are scarier because I might meet people who aren't into the same things that I am. At least at conventions, you're basically, I'm amongst my peeps. I used to act out the episodes. Oh, that's great, Sandy. Did you go into acting then? Is that good training for you? Looks like 12 millimeter. What are we talking about? I got my friend into Stargate. Good, Haley. Keep telling them. Get all of your friends into it. Rewatching Stargate Atlantis now. My brothers and I used to watch it all the time and then reenact out the episodes. Who is Rodney? That's what I want to know, Sandy. Are the conventions? Yeah, okay, there you go. So, 2 millimeters, yes, great. Let's see if I missed anything else there. I'd like to do a convention. I'd like to do a maker convention at some point. Andrew, oh my God, yeah, wouldn't that be awesome? There's some really cool ones out there. Lance and I were talking about doing like kind of a fun, like assistive for grown-ups stuff, like a freak show thing we were talking about. But I'm also wondering about. I mean, part of this is mercenary, but just from a financial standpoint, but also just for my own sort of edification. I kind of like the idea of doing some kind of a meetup, like some kind of I mean, this is very one-sided. I get to talk, and then I can ignore the messages that I don't want to see. I don't want to see. I just wonder, I kind of like the idea of doing a round table sort of chat thing with people, like have like kind of a meetup where we could just talk about. We could just pick a topic and discuss it, like some kind of a tech bandit, sci-fi, science, technology, engineering, arts, math kind of thing, and maybe everyone throws a couple of bucks into the ring, and we just have like some kind of a weekly chat or a monthly chat or something like that. I don't know what the best framework for that is, but just something to sort of so you've got a community that you can be a part of, and also just to bounce ideas off people and hear from other people as well, not just in text form. Rodney was my littlest brother. He's still a very smart cookie. Very good. Well, Sandy, you obviously you made the mistake by not choosing Rodney for yourself. Who is one sci-fi or horror character you would love to portray on the big or small screen? Well, it was always Doctor Who. I mean, Doctor Who was always the one I wanted to be. In books and stuff, God, what would I like to be? I'm trying to think of sci-fi that I've read that I would want to play the role of. Yeah, I mean, obviously Doctor Who, because I grew up with Doctor Who. That's what I wanted to be. I saw that there was some debate as to who was going to be the new Master, and I thought, oh my God, I would love to play the Master. So maybe I'll say that. Maybe that will be my answer. I'd like to play the Master on Doctor Who. Especially this new Doctor Who. He looks like fun. I mean, it looks like they're doing some fun stuff with it. David, have you ever had the opportunity to be involved in any Doctor Who episodes? That's funny, Thomas. You literally just said that. No, I haven't. Ben Browder was on a really cool one. I was very jealous of him for that. You, Lifetime, what did you think of Rodney's writing in Stargate Universe, since its mood was a bit different? It was a tough one, I Nocturne. It really was, because it's a different world, right? It doesn't have the same kind of sort of. There was a slightly more sort of family. Well, slightly. There was a very much more family Disney sort of approach to Atlantis, which I like, because it's more my type of thing. If you've seen my stuff, you can see how silly I am generally. I like being the funny person in serious stuff, and so it was one of those things that I was a little nervous about how that line was going to be walked between the Stargate of Atlantis, the McKay of Atlantis and the McKay of Stargate Universe. But I thought they did a great job. I mean, the writing's fantastic. The actors were brilliant. It looked absolutely gorgeous. I think that, as I've said many, many, many times, I feel like the biggest thing it had working against it was that it was called Stargate, because the reality was it was almost a new show. I mean, certainly a new approach to the show. And I think, unfortunately, people sort of went, "Oh, great, Stargate," as if they were going to get another Atlantis episode, and that's not what they got. They got something that was absolutely brilliant, but it wasn't what they were expecting, and I think that may have contributed to its sort of short life and stuff as well. So, I could be Doctor what? Short-haired Jesus didn't like his chin without the beard. Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know. I shaved originally everything. and that it was just too much. It was too much flesh. It was too much horrid white Hewlett flesh. So I just started doing that. I just went, I am the one who knocks. I basically went a full Bryan Cranston from what's it called, Breaking Bad. So as to not offend my son with my bald head. For long running character, how hard is it to keep aspects of your character from bleeding into the character? I sort of let that happen, Gabriel, I think. I mean, I'm not good enough an actor to fake it, so I just basically, um, oh, thanks, Boot Ninja. Figured I see your face every night, so why not pop in? Why not? Good idea. Um, yeah, I feel like my acting style has always been to just take elements of myself and either present more of them or less of them depending on what's right for the character. I'm always envious of those actors who can sort of transform themselves. I mean, even something like Tormata on C, who's just pure evil, but he's still a geeky scientist. So you play up the geeky scientist evil part of yourself. You know what I mean? I think you can find elements of that in yourself all the time. So, do you still get to chat with C or C Joe Flanagan? No, I never see anybody anymore. It's one of the I would say it's one of the perils of not doing as many conventions. I would generally see them at conventions all the time, and then when I started sort of backing off on that, and then pandemics and things, I just found that I just don't see them as much. I mean, David Nickel got in touch the other day. We were talking about something maybe in Prague, but yeah, it's sad. I mean, they were such a huge part of my life for so many years. It's weird to just sort of move away from them like that. And as I say, luckily the conventions will, I'll see them at conventions, and then of course social media every single thing will pop up, and I saw Michael from our episode, from our Bill Nye Science Guy episode, Neil deGrasse Tyson episode, the other day with a brainstorm, online, and got to say hi because I haven't talked to him since we shot that. I mean, it's kind of fun. Cube's been playing on Pluto TV every day. Oh, great. Listen, which cube? The new cube or the old cube? Like the old cube? The old cube, the cube that I was involved in way back when. They've actually put out a call. They said they had to restore it. It's been around for so freaking long. It's been around for so long that it's on 35 millimeter film, and they're worried it's going to degrade. So they need to up it. All right. Love your line. Difficult takes a few seconds, impossible a few minutes. It's not far from the truth. I'm still sad that they only made 2 seasons. Yeah, I know it is. I mean, it is too bad. Oh, really? I Nocturne? My beard grows faster than my head hair for some reason. Cal, love Tormata. Wish there were a couple more seasons of that. Yeah, God, that was so much fun. That was so much freaking fun. And not just because of the show, but because it fixed an argument that that Jason and I had. Like, so Jason and I had a huge fight. We weren't talking to each other. It was bad, really bad. Um, and I was miserable about it. And so didn't think I would be involved in C. So the audition came up, and I was like, well, screw that. I'm not doing a show with someone who freaking hates my guts. I don't want to be around him anyways. And then it turns out he'd actually recommended me for the part. So it was great. It was fantastic. I walked on set and saw him on set, and I walked up to him and just said, thank you. I know you didn't have to do that, and I really appreciate this. Thank you. And it was amazing. It was like almost like a weight lifted from his shoulders as well. And and then we're back to sharing photos of our gorgeous kids and stuff. So it was lovely. I think a big part of my joy around Tormata was not just this amazing role and that Jonathan Tropper had written for us, but and just a wonderful story and stuff. But it wasn't just that; it was the fact that I got my friend back. So it was just kind of it was kind of nice. Again, he's so freaking huge now. I can't imagine when I'd run into him again. But it's nice to know that if I do, he's a friend again. It makes a big difference. God, I'm getting all verklempt. It was horrible though for years, literally years. It was like it's like a pain. You know what I mean? You'd see him and you'd go like, oh, God, I wish I could. I want to be happy for him, but So it was just I can't tell you how important it was to me to have him do that for me. I mean, I think his quote to Jonathan was something like, well, he's the best actor for the part, but we don't get along. But he still recommended me for it, which I just think is just amazing. I like to hope that I would be the same in his situation, but I'm a much more evil person. Um, Joe's doing a podcast. Oh, that's great. It would be great to promote your geekiness with him sometime. He did a recent podcast about AI and film, and you two would have a great chat. Oh, that would have been amazing. I didn't even know he was doing a podcast. My Cube. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that My Cube is the one that's being shown. A little bit renamed my name, not to confuse you. No, 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 that's fine. Rodney McCabe is fine. I'm glad to see the steam, but stepping out. Stream. Sandy, enjoy. Thank you so much for coming by. Dr. Rush versus McKay. That'd be good. Who is more brilliant, Rodney or Eli? Not even going to. Do I need to answer that? Although he was right about one thing. Whatever. It was an off day for McKay, and also it wasn't his show. Joe's doing podcast. Yes, I think the universe was just a bit ahead of its time. I don't know. Nocturne. Again, like I say, I think because it was branded with the Stargate brand, I think people were expecting one thing and got something else. And for a lot of people, the appeal of the show was that they could watch it with their families, and Universe just went places that I wouldn't be comfortable watching with my son some of the stuff back when he was a kid. Now I don't have a choice. I watch whatever he wants to. All right. What do you think of these disclosure hearings in Congress about UFO vision and the actual extraterrestrials? Right. I'm very, very skeptical of it. I gotta say. I don't know. It seems like a certain type of arrogance to believe that we're that exciting to people, to alien races. I'd love to believe it. But I definitely struggle with the idea that there's been contact and aliens and all that kind of stuff. That said, you show me some proof, I'm there. I'm all over it. Thank you, Tammy. Yeah, so am I. Very, very happy about that. If McKay wasn't so busy saving 2 galaxies, Rush would be pointless, except for the guy everyone loves to hate. It's nice being able to catch a live stream. I often listen to the VODs. Oh, good, Nocturne. I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, there's something nice about this sort of live thing. Tomato's costume is amazing. Oh my God, the wardrobe on that show was just, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I have the stunt version of my leather outfit, which I thought I might convert into like a blacksmith cape. Cape, that's the wrong word. I don't think blacksmiths wear capes. A blacksmith apron, I think is the word I'm going for. A blacksmith apron, because I would love to do some forging and stuff. Baz and I have been watching Forged in Fire, and I kind of like the idea of doing some of that. Hey from Halifax, Jim Mugford. Halifax is just a freaking great place. Say hi to Halifax for me. I must say, I really, really enjoy that part of the world. I gotta say, I'd love to do more work out there. Let me know what's going on out there, Jim. Maybe there's something I can be doing out there. Love it. Whoa. What the hell is that? Let's hide that. Okay. All right. Would you come back to Atlantis if they were to bring it back? Yeah, in a second. I mean, I would camp out, waiting for it to happen. Did you hear the aliens in Peru thing was funny, was fake, apparently? Yeah, this is it. There's just so much crap out there about this stuff. Then again, I mean, if you wanted to get all the truth is out there, if you wanted to get a little X-Files on yourself, then you sort of go like, well, if you seed it all with lots of lies, then the truth is harder to find. So, I don't know. I'd love to believe more in conspiracy theories. The problem is it's too much now. Too many. What do we got? Energy weapons at the South Pole. Yeah, that'd be nice. Hello from across Lake Ontario. Oh, voice cries out. What are you like? Where are you? Where are you based? Voice cries out. Have you considered becoming an actual grave robber like your rolling cabinet? Well, here's the thing. Instead I rob garbage. I am the equivalent for me in my life right now is and is just as revolting to my wife as if I was in fact robbing graves is the geek trash. Like she says, of all of my little foibles, and apparently there's a few, the ones she has the most difficult time with are the ones that relate to me picking through people's garbage. It's in the, they do those like where are they now things, those where are they now exposés, where are they now, and there's Jason's a giant movie star, and Joe Flanagan's got like a big podcast, and there's David Hewlett's in my garbage. I just love that idea somehow, a dumpster diving Hewlett. After that guy in the U.S. Senate claimed to have some ET info, that was the whole story behind that. Anyways, I should follow up on this, Skylar. It's a good point. Yeah, it's a really good point because I I sort of went, whatever. I sort of scoffed at it and then didn't bother to sort of follow up and see what the deal was. Timmins, Ontario. Wonderful. We're heading up sort of that way. Is that the right way? I don't know. I don't know actually where we're going, but my wife is dragging us out into the wilds to sort of enjoy nature. But we're going with entomologists, which will be amazing because then they can explain all the bugs that are biting me. Me and nature. I do love that. What was your reaction when you found out that Stargate Atlantis was canceled? Well, that's the weird thing, Roy, was that when we found out, but we got told that it's okay, we're going to do movies. So basically, we got told that the show was going to wind down. We're going to do a couple of movies to sort of just keep the story going and sort of continue it that way. And then they never made the movies. So I didn't even properly say goodbye to people. We were like, yeah, all right, see you on the movie, bye. And then that never happened. So it was definitely weird. It was odd. It was the first season I truly thought we were definitely coming back. And of course, every season I was convinced we were going to get canceled. And then that was the one year that I went, you know what? I think this is going so well. I really feel like we've got another season in us. And then they canceled it. So don't ask my opinion on these things. I'll just get you canceled. Enjoy hearing about seeing all your robots, electronic stuff. I'm building a couple of 3D printed quadruped robots based on the... Oh, nice. Yeah, I've seen some videos on that stuff. It looks pretty cool, actually. I've been playing with these. I mean, I'm not nearly as sophisticated as that, but I've been playing with some of these... what are they called? What are they called again? They are called Easy Robots. So I have this really cool 8-legged beast that folds up like this, because 8 legs are so much better than just 4. I'm not sure that I need legs though. Like I feel like I love the combination of the wheels and the legs, or the wheeled legs. I mean, like what Boston Dynamics is doing with that stuff is I just think it's freaking genius. And I'm really looking forward to people sort of getting over the fascination with these, like, oh, it looks just like a dog. I have, one of the most beautiful robots I've ever seen, frankly, is on my desk, is the Pleo. Pleo is gorgeous. This thing is, I mean, he doesn't have his skin. I de-skinned him. But, yeah, it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous robot that they spent way too much money making. I really want to get another one for some parts, or use this one for parts on another one that's working better. I don't know, but yeah, this one's getting a bit old and jaded. But if anyone sees a Pleo out there, let me know, because I would happily grab another one of those. It's a beautiful thing. Beside the GOAT Rodney, greatest of all time. I only know that because my son watches football. What is your favorite film or TV role you are most proud of? Whoosh. That's hard. I think C and Cabinet of Curiosities, I was pretty freaking chuffed by those two. I mean, C because it was just such a fun, role to make, that wasn't so hard to make work because it was just well written. I mean, so was Cabinet, actually. Cabinet was one of the best scripts I've read by my little friend Vincenzo. Actually, one of my best scripts I've read. It was just you couldn't put it down. It was just relentless, and I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to make this. And then I was like, oh my god, I have to make this. I'm the one who's got to be in those I'm the one who's got to be in there all those little caverns and covered in rodents and things. But it was great. Yes, it's true, Skylar. That it was a crime shutting it down. In an Atlantis comic, when the city was on Earth, it was going to self-destruct, so they had to fly it back to Pegasus. I've got a bunch of the comic books. I have a few comics. That's something that my wife was not sure what to do. So see those two cabinets there? There's the one with the Joker on it there, and there's the red cabinet beside it. They are all completely packed with comic books. And not comic books to collect, comic books that I've read or need to read. I got a little problem there. Hello from Slovakia. Hello, Philip. We need you to do some new Minecraft Let's Plays. Oh my god, it's been a while. It's been a long time. My son's really into this Roblox stuff, and I am dying to play with Unreal Engine. So at some point, I've got to convince him to come in here and help me scan my face so I can put myself in a video game, in every video game, and every digital movie ever. I want to hasten the end of my acting career by digitizing myself and getting it out there. Boston Dynamics is scary good. Yeah, they're way, way ahead of stuff. It's amazing what they're working on. There's some really cool robotic stuff out there. It's one of the things I like to touch on in the email of Awesome Awesomeness is just try to get a little bit of robot stuff in there. This week it's the Curiosity rover on Mars and how they thought they had it all sorted out with their images of Mars. Then they got there and the rover's like, there's some really big boulders and it's really hard to get up this hill that didn't look nearly as bad on the photos. So. Kind of fun. I should build a battle bot. Well, Peter, it's funny. Actually, one of the things I want to do with the kids, with the community center kids, is I thought I want to get. I don't know how to. I've got to figure out how to fund this and sort this out. But I want to get some robot, like just the base, some kind of a basic robot, like some kind of simple wheeled system that can be both autonomous or controlled with a remote control. Probably remote control for the kids at the community center because there's just not enough time or a number of sessions to keep things going. But I just thought it'd be really cool to give them a robotic base and then a glue gun and a bunch of cardboard, and they have to come up with designs for battle bots and that they can then fight at the end of the thing. And again, I know it's just cardboard and glue, but it just makes them think about how, what's a smart way to flip your opponent or to rip off a leg or something using cardboard and stuff. I just think that would be kind of a neat way of going. Most people don't like robots being used for battles because it's like, is that a productive use of robotics? And there's all sorts of, I guess there's ethical issues and stuff that they're worried about. Like, is this just, is this promoting violence and stuff? I kind of feel like if that gets kids into robotics, so be it. You got to learn a lot to figure out how to build a robot that rips arms off of other robots. The idea of having like some kind of a Roomba-like base for everybody, I'd love to buy like 10 of them, and then have them. I guess you could use. It'd be harder with these guys. So these are the easy robots, which I just let the kids just they can decorate them as they want. I guess you could have them design weapons to fight each other with that, I suppose. It's just that there's a lot of work involved in programming a humanoid robot, whereas like a Roomba type thing, you can have simple commands, just left, right, up, down, that kind of stuff. There's no worry about figuring out how to get the legs to move. And then have them battle would be amazing. Then they could progress up to more complicated things like your Boston Dynamics dog approach and stuff. But yeah, that would be great. But I need to find a good, cheap, probably Scratch programmable. Scratch is this drag and drop programming because it's just the easiest way to and fastest way for kids to be able to do that kind of stuff. A system that doesn't require a lot of it's fairly intuitive to start with, and then I need to get like, I don't know how many kids were there. There were 30 kids, I guess. So maybe, I don't know, for each 3 kids, so maybe you get 10 of the things. And then a bunch of cardboard just from recycling and some glue guns. I got a bunch of glue guns anyways that I bought for the kids when they were younger, the younger tech bandits. And then they could just build their own little battle bots and just beat the crap out of each other. I think it'd be kind of fun. I remember reading the Aftermath comics. Interesting. Thank you, Stephen. Stephen liked me. He said, no, I'm sorry, it was awesome. Awesome in C, apparently. What do we got? David Christopher Judge came to Comic-Con in Glasgow. He was really great. Do you think you would ever come, as you have a lot of fans here? In a second. Are you kidding? Scotland, come on, my man. Absolutely. Where am I at here? Ooh, I saw Prusa in the frame. Yep, there you go. That's my baby. Oh, it's the best. The best. I am struggling right now because I have to get my CNC back up and running, and for some reason it is doing some weird stuff. I am so far behind on getting some of these Tech Banditry, the Stargate-inspired Tech Bandit coins, which you should all go out and buy, by the way. I've got to make a final push and get all those coins sold. But what I'm doing is I'm CNCing a number into each one, a separate number into each person's one. But I'm behind by four coins right now. So I sent an email and said, look, I'm so sorry, but I'm moving and I haven't got stuff sort of set up, and I'll get you as soon as possible. And obviously cancel your order if you want, or I'll send you a video. And so I'll send a few sort of apologetic videos as well as a coin. As everyone says, I've gone from passive income to the most impassive income because I've got to do so much stuff to each coin now to make it happen. But it's just so much more. I just think it's so much more fun and exciting. So, I miss you too, WGW Robin. Chris Judge. He's a lovely guy. What do we got? Tintin? I was never a huge Tintin fan. Yeah, Tintin just didn't. I was definitely more futuristic stuff. I liked the more futuristic comic stuff. I liked Rom, Space Knight. I liked Swamp Thing. I liked God, what else? I mean Hellblazer and oh my God, Arkham Asylum. I like the sort of the twisted stuff. Argentina. Wow. Hello to you. How do I say this? Vio Quenoda. Vio or Veo, maybe it's Veu Quenoda. Hello to you from Argentina. Wow, I'm watching this for the first time and I'm loving your Roland. I can't believe I found you over here. Well, I can't believe you found me over here. Well, I will enjoy. Yeah, enjoy it. I'm so glad it still has some some use to you. And all the way in Argentina, another place I'd love to go. I heard that someone took a robot designed and programmed in Roblox and made a real-life version. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. If you got a link for that, Brennus, that'd be amazing. It's like the movie Being John Malkovich, but being David Hewlett. I like that. I'm just one big kid. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've always said I basically stopped maturing at age like maybe 14. I think it's like around 14 to 16, somewhere in there. So generally, I find my people are generally about 14 to 16. Basically, that's what I operate at. Yes, Roblox. Moved from the Minecraft to Roblox. Now Roblox is my main game, mainly playing Stargate Horizons and lots of opportunity. Oh, good. I'm glad that's working out for you. I feel like you love Unreal Engine. Oh, I know. I can't wait. No, I'm seriously, like I've started dabbling with it a little bit. I did, however, just get the whole Maxon 1 VFX package with the Red Giant and all these things because I wanted to play. It's just been so long since I played with them. So I signed up for an account with that. Not cheap, but man, they got some beautiful stuff. ZBrush, all sorts of stuff, or ZBrush as I would call it. But yeah, Unreal Engine is, I want to scan my face, get that little mesh onto a metahuman and start roaming around in that world. Hi, I'm from Wii Sports. Hey, well, squished me YT. Hi, I'm from Wii Sports. Wii Sports. We used to play that years and years ago. Baz and I used to do that. He used to thrash me at the boxing. Boxing was the big one. He used to love beating the crap out of me. You and Little Vincenzo need to make more together. You're both a great collaboration. Oh, thanks, Peter. Yeah, no, Vincenzo and I go back way, way, way back. We started making movies together when we were 13, 14 years old. And it's just amazing that people are still paying us to do it now. You fools. Greetings from Philadelphia. Wow. Philly. What's your sci-fi expert hot take? Black Mirror, Outer Limits. Black Mirror. Sorry. Yeah, Black Mirror. I absolutely love Black Mirror. I think it's just genius. This new season is a particularly great one, too. There's some fantastic ones in there. Well, welcome. Hold on, just one meme from Philadelphia. Jason, hi, David. Greetings from the Shire, UK. Hope you're keeping well. Very good. Thank you. Is that from Warwickshire? Or is the Shire a specific part of UK that I'm unfamiliar with as a ignorant North American? Gabriel, did you have any interest in the Steam Deck? Are you into Linux at all? I love Linux. And I love the idea of the Steam Deck. I think it's just freaking genius. I mean, the idea of having a portable, basically gaming PC is just freaking brilliant. I love that. Mr. Wheelman 82, hello from the Netherlands. Oh, so Mr. Wheelman, you got to check out, there's a movie about to come to theaters in the Netherlands called The Swearing Jar. And my wife made it. My little sister Kate, who also played my little sister on Stargate, wrote it. And you should go and see it while you're there because it is a gorgeous, gorgeous, very depressing, and also funny and musical film. So you should definitely check that out because the Netherlands, the folks who are distributing it out there loved the film and said, we got to get this in theaters. And I just freaking love them for it because they're Movie fans, yay! I don't know if you've seen my post when I do Unreal Engine, but I'm learning slowly. iNocturne, okay, great. Oh, I'll have a look. I will have a look. I will see what you're doing. Do you also patent your robots? Oh, they're not my robots, Moga. I would love, love, love to create a little robot that we could get into schools. That would be easy to use. It's one of those things that I've played with a lot of available robots, and I mean, I know no one wants to do the BattleBots thing, but I think that would be the way to go. I'd like to have a base robot that people can turn into little battle robots, and they can battle each other, and you can buy parts and replacement parts. They're designed to get the crap beaten out of them. That would be really fun. And the hope is that would then sort of inspire kids to actually do some more complex programming. In fact, if there's some way they can hack the other opponents and stuff, it would be kind of cool as well. I'm going on the Princess Cruise with, oh, really? Looking forward to it. I'm not sure there will be a lot of makers to geek out with. Really? Cal Braun? I've never heard of that. Princess Cruise with Adam Savage. Oh, my God. Of course, if I did one of those things, I'd just be puking the whole time because I get motion sickness. Although I've got special geeky glasses that apparently solve that. I love how you handled Atlantis ending by creating your own cardboard puddle jump for Still Happy Adventures. Yeah, that was me moving around. Oh my God, I just snorted at my own joke. Yes, I totally still play with my wife and mother-in-law. Oh, that's great. That's good, good, good. Yeah, seriously. We is like, it was cute. It was cute. Yeah, it's true. Near Stonehenge, Wilshire, near Stonehenge. Oh, fantastic. Stonehenge. Have you seen the video about Stargate Atlantis build in the backyard, fully interactive? Wow. No, I'll have to look at that. I'm looking up for that. Hello from London, the tool guy. Oh, I've got to check out. Do you do tool reviews and stuff? Do you talk about tools, that tool guy? Because God knows I do love a good tool. This place is just packed with various different power tools that I could probably and often hurt myself with by accident. Greetings from Germany. Ben, thank you. What are some Unreal tutorials that you find most helpful? I watched one recently on how to scan my face. That was the one that I found interesting. There was also, I really liked Unreal Sensei, I believe it's called. I think that's his name. Really good in-depth introduction to Unreal 5, which I love. Hi, David. Much love from UK. Talked with you before. Hope you are well, Dr. McKay. Damien, thank you so much, and welcome back. And I have got to get going because I was supposed to just give you a quick tour, and what happens? I end up chatting forever. I'm going to be live tomorrow. I think I'm going to be live on YouTube again. I'm toying with dropping Twitch and just trying to reduce the number of things that I have to familiarize myself with. YouTube seems to be getting better at the live stuff, so I think I might give that a go. Although Cal, my wonderful mod and friend, will probably kick my ass for that. But yeah, I just find the engagement's better. It's easy to find stuff on YouTube. Twitch I don't even know. I don't think people go to Twitch for this kind of stuff. So maybe they do. I don't know. Could be wrong. I don't want to let anybody down. But at the same time, I feel like I'm doing live streams on Twitch, and then I am transferring those to YouTube, and then I'm having to create new thumbnails for that and move them before they get deleted from. It's just more complications, and I feel like the less time I spend doing stuff, the more time I have to do this kind of stuff. So it was a good chat. Thank you, iNocturne. Indeed. Sombrenus, goodbye to you, and take care. Being loved is busy. It's true. It is true. Tech Mantis is cool, but would love a more adult-oriented tech live stream too. Yes, Cal. A number of people have said that. A number of people. What do we got? Show. Thank you, Roy. Have a good day yourself. Great to see you too, Janelle. To see your name. All right, get out of here. Be safe, be kind, be brilliant. Until we geek again, which will be tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern Time. Please, please, please go to thetechbandits.org. Sign up for the email of awesomeness. If you feel like buying some swag, I've got some fun stuff that I've been playing with on Redbubble. And then, of course, coins and stuff. So just go check out techbandits.org. I'd appreciate it. And anything you could throw my way to keep me having fun with this stuff would be much appreciated. So, oh my God, now I sound like a YouTuber. Just smash that like button and ding the bells and whatever. Be safe, be kind, be brilliant. Till we geek again. Cheerio and goodbye. Chwa! I don't know how to stop it. That was an amazing goodbye. If only I knew how to stop it. I'm on my phone. I never use this thing. Here I go. Oh, there it is. Okay, bye.